Well, guess what? The time has come. I have been busy getting all the receipts together so we could come up with some costs for you guys of what it costs to build this house.
Well, and one of the things that we've done on this is we've broken down all the costs into their individual constituent components so you know exactly what it costs to frame and make the shell of the house, what it costs to do the wiring, do the plumbing, the flooring, and these types of things. So that way you can see how that would fit into your own budget and what you might want to change.
Now these prices aren't exact. We might have returned something. There might have been a receipt we don't have. We might have shared some of our extra supplies with some of our neighbors. But at least it can give you a rough idea of what it costs for us to build this 1-bedroom, 1-bath, totally off-the-grid house in a rainforest in Hawaii. I didn't even know what off-grid was until I met the love of my life. I followed him to a mountain in Colorado, then we ditched the cold to build our new home in Hawaii. Follow us as we tour the Big Island, discover all the wonderful cultures here, and help others with their dreams. We are living off-grid, really. Alright, so the final cost is, drum roll. Let's have to do the drum roll.
Yeah, you didn't notice the sound effect?
Oh, okay. It's $104,489.12. So, the first cost is land. Now we offered $16,000 each for 2 lots together, which would have been $36,000. With tax and fees, that came out to $38,000. Next thing is having the driveway cleared and a house pad, a flat area made with a Caterpillar D9. That cost us $4,500. The next is our lumber. That's everything for the house, the upper deck, lower deck, the back deck, the T111, which is the sides, the boards on the side, and that was $16,745. And then on to the exterior. That's the piers, the termite shields, the trim around the doors, windows, the house wrap. That came to $2,355. Next is the windows and the doors. We got all those from Home Depot. That's $2,871.76. The solar system is $19,605. The plumbing, faucet, sink, toilet, shower base, all that, that came to $4,297.19. The electrical came to $3,474.93. The paint came in at $820. The interior came in at $3,498.30. The appliances were $3,396. The kitchen cabinets came up to $2,700. And the flooring came in at $2,225.94. This total price does not include any tools we purchased or our moving costs. And now to break down, the first thing is the lumber.
Okay, and I think that something that I wanted to point out here is that I know a lot of these costs seem kind of exorbitant. Like if you look at the plumbing and the electrical, those look like they're really high. We're going to discuss why those are high. And I've also got this video broken down, so if you go down into the description and your particular interest is a breakdown of, say, the solar, you can go down to the solar and it'll say where that starts. You can click on it and it'll take you right to that spot. So we'll go ahead and start on this now. And the first part was the lumber, and that's all the dimensional lumber that it took to build the house, including the roof decking, the flooring. There's not any real breakdowns in any of these numbers here, but this entire sheet here encompasses all the wood products for the house. whether it's the floor joist, the subfloor, the posts and beams and girders and all of that stuff. It's all included in this amount right here, $16,741, and that was to get a shell of a house that's pretty much weather type minus the doors and windows. So then the next one is going to be the exterior. And on this one, we've got the price of the piers. The piers run about $40 each. We had to get 15 of those just for underneath the house. Then we had to get the termite shields. I think they're about $5 each or something like that. And then, of course, the house wrap. And then we got some trim for the exterior, that white trim that you see around the house and around the windows and doors on the exterior. We never have to paint that. It's made out of PVC, so it's white through and through, and we just nailed it to the house, and it looks awesome. Then after that, the roofing, I did have some issues with the aluminum flashing roofing that I put up there, where if the wind blew just right, in certain areas it would leak. So I bought a whole bunch of Henry's Tropicool roofing, which is 100% silicone. It goes on like paint, and I covered the whole roof in that, about 3 coats of that stuff, and it is really awesome. It's my entire roof is silicone with a aluminum underlayment, and the silicone stuck to it beautifully, and I've had 0 issues with it since, and it has a lifetime guarantee on it, so it's pretty much forever, I guess. Silicone, I don't know what the lifespan is on it, but it sure lasts longer than anything that I've ever seen. The next thing here is the windows and doors for the house. We've got the clear story windows that are at the top of the house facing the road, and they're 1 foot by 3 foot. And those, we got 8 of those for a total of $562. We got a discount of $118 on those because we bought all the windows and doors at one time. And you can see here that you can get a pretty substantial discount. Just, you know, all of these right here together is getting pretty close to $750, $800, you know, just eyeballing it. And that's really substantial because even though we paid $2,800 for these doors and windows, we got a really good discount because we bought them all at the same time. One thing that I've noticed about Home Depot is if you're purchasing over $2,000 worth of material at a time, you can request a quote, and the associate will fill out your order. They'll send it off, and usually in what, maybe 5 minutes,
if that,
we get a quote back. And there's been occasions it's only been like 5%, and then there's been occasions like this where it's 40%. So it's always worth asking for that discount, even if you're gonna have to buy it all anyway. So if you buy it in $2,000 chunks, then you can go in and request the quote for that, and then get your discount. These items were all purchased at Home Depot with the exception of the bathroom window, which was purchased at HPM. The next thing is the solar system, and I know that that's something that's going to be of interest to a lot of people to a large degree. Now, the solar panels that we got are a discontinued line of solar panels from a company. I don't remember the exact name of the company, but this series of panels is called Beam Reach. They're 280 watt monocrystalline panels, 80 cells, and I don't remember the exact, you know, price per watt, but we got them at $134. So if you divide 134 by 280, that's how much a watt that I paid for them. And then I think, does this include the shipping on those? Oh, shipping and handling was another $1,500. So that's something that you have to consider when you're having something shipped to Hawaii. And actually, since we've been here on Hawaii, there have been occasions that I have seen solar panels right here on the Big Island from dealers that are cheaper than I can even get them from the mainland at wholesale. after you factor in what the shipping and handling costs. So if you're going to do that, I would suggest, looking around locally, because there are some really good deals here in Hawaii. The nickel iron batteries, that's the one that hurt, because I paid a little over $12,000 for those. That was the budget buster. And we found out that afterwards that we had bought them from Iron Xide. I really thought that I was paying extra to support American factory workers' jobs. And I know there's some folks out there that are like, who cares, send it to China, they get it in, whatever. But I have a right to want to support American people, my brothers and sisters right here in America, whether you're black, white, green, yellow, polka dot, purple. Americans are my brothers and sisters. And that was the impression that I had, that I was buying an American product made in America. And I knew that I was paying $5,000–6,000 more than what I could have bought them from China. But then when we got them, I found out they were made in China. So at this point, I would say if you're going to buy them, go to the manufacturer that makes them for Iron Xide. Iron Edison, and pay your $8,280 for them and get them a whole lot cheaper than I did from the same people that made them, the ones that I have. Save yourself a lot of money. So that's a hindsight thing that you can save a chunk. The two inverters that I got, I think that most people probably wouldn't need two inverters, but I needed 10 kilowatts of power processing, mostly because of the car that we have, and the house is all electric. I got the GE models. They're not particularly well suited to nickel iron batteries, so I'm going to end up changing those out to a different MP solar. It's going to be the same company, but just a different model that will charge the batteries at the higher voltage that they want to see. And for those, we paid a total of $1,540. Then the cables and connectors, we paid about $235 more for those. And that's all of the battery interconnects, the cabling from the batteries to the inverter, from the solar panels down to the charge controller, all those kinds of cables. And then I did have to buy one transformer, and I got a model ST5000 off of eBay for $115, and that converted the 200 volt single phase to 240 volt split phase for what we need for that. So our total was $19,605. If we had bought the batteries directly from China, it would have been closer to $16,485. The last thing here that we're going to go over is the plumbing, and then Darylyn's going to take it over after that. I bought this Hallmark submersible pump, and that's what we use to pressurize our system. The submersible pump is inside the stock tank that we have, and it's just regular deep well submersible pump. And I put a float switch in there, so if the water goes down to a certain level, it turns off the circuit to the pump so that the pump will never run dry. And it's basically a float that is intended to be for a sewage ejector pump, but it works great for this purpose. We also bought a 5-stage reverse osmosis water filter. Now, a lot of people, when I first got out here, were all about, oh, you need to get your micron filter, and you need to get UV ultraviolet light, and that'll kill all the bacteria and the rat lung and all this kind of stuff. So I started doing a lot of research, and the thing about the micron filters, they don't necessarily filter out all the way down to virus, and they don't filter out all bacteria. So that's the purpose of the UV light, to kill those things. So once it goes through all of these things, you drink the water and you're drinking a bunch of dead virus and bacteria. I guess virus really isn't alive, but you're still drinking dead bacteria, dead bugs, and all this kind of stuff, but it's just dead, so it doesn't hurt you. That's not a big deal, really, but reverse osmosis actually removes those things out of the water. So when you're drinking that rainwater that you catch, it is pure 100% H2O. Very, very few impurities in it. It'll filter out heavy metals. It filters out viruses, bacteria, pretty much anything that would harm you, it'll filter out.
And we took our water to the local university and had it tested as well.
Yes, and it came back absolutely pure. So we're very happy with it. Moving along here in our plumbing, we've got the bathroom vanity, $250, and a lot of this stuff like toilets and sinks and bathtubs, I see those on Craigslist occasionally. So if you get here and you're kind of living in a temporary structure for a while, you can get bathtubs, toilets, windows, a lot of that stuff very cheap, and in a lot of cases free if you just keep an eye out on Craigslist. Just depends on how fast you're wanting to build. We wanted to get this thing built and done, so we paid for everything that we wanted, got what we wanted, and we just paid the price. So these material costs are going to be pretty much just full dead on price. So with the bathroom vanity was $250. That included the cabinet and the sink top.
And the mirror.
In the mirror. Did it include the faucet? I don't think it included that.
Hmm.
Then we bought an RV ceramic toilet. And the reason that we got a ceramic toilet is because we're planning to do a biodigester to process our human waste, and off of that you harvest methane gas, and then out the other end is pure fertilizer, very high quality nutrient rich fertilizer that all the pathogens are completely digested and destroyed. And I'll go into that on a video whenever I do a video about biodigesters. Then the toilet lid, Mama D likes her slow closed toilet, because sometimes in the middle of the night and I'm half asleep, when we lived in Colorado, I'd go in there to tinkle at night and I would accidentally drop the lid and she would sit straight up in bed all startled.
So that was important for me to include that
yeah,
in this
that was
list.
important for her because she doesn't like that toilet lid slammed in the middle of the night. But hey, look at it this way. I did close the lid.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a lid closer. Okay, so anyway, we use a stock tank, watering tank that we got from Dell's in Hilo, and they were the cheapest place around. We got it for about $380, and it's a 650 gallon tank. We went through the drought, dry season that they have here in the rainforest, and I guess we went, what, about 2 or 3 weeks without water.
Maybe 2.
And we got really low. I was afraid that we were going to run out of water, so we probably will get another one to put under the other end of the house at some point. But right now we're just running with the one that we have. Then we got our Delta shower base for $230. That's the bottom of the shower in the bathroom. And then we got the glass wall surround, and that was $459. The kitchen faucet was $168. I think that was a Pfister, wasn't it?
Yes.
Price
Pfister.
Yeah. So it's got the little nozzle that pulls out of the faucet, and you can spray it around and, you know, wash your hair in the sink and all that stuff. And then the kitchen sink itself was $250. And the reason that was so expensive is that is the Kohler cast iron enameled sink that she's really been all over about wanting, and so she got it. We want Mama D to be happy, don't we? I know I do. Happy wife, happy life. Is that how it goes? Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So we try to keep Mama happy. Mama D's happy. And then the A.O. Smith 50-gallon water heater, $899 for a 50-gallon water heater. Now, I know for a lot of people that is like, whoa, Nelly. But if you saw my video about the A.O. Smith 50-gallon hybrid water heater, that thing is absolutely, that's a game changer for us off-gridders. I used the regular water heater with the heating elements, but I used it as a load dump in Colorado to heat the water. Well, here, it's just an appliance because it only uses 300 watts when it's heating water. And it works. It works well. you put the 2 sink strainers for $42.
I did.
Okay, I thought that might have been included with something else.
No.
Then we also have some 3-inch by 10-foot PVC thin wall sewer pipe that we bought, and that just kind of got lumped into the plumbing. And then our plumbing parts, $479. That includes things like the PEX tubing, the connectors, the crimp rings, valves, all those kinds of things that we need. And then our 32-gallon well tank, pressure tank, was $219. We got that from Home Depot. And then another batch of miscellaneous plumbing parts for $109. And, you know, that's just, it could have been anything from toilet flanges and couplings to who knows what. So, anyway, I'm going to let Mama D take it over from here, and she's going to continue on starting with...
You're doing electrical.
Oh, I didn't cover the electrical. Ooh, I need to do the electrical. Okay, so for the electrical, again, a lot of this stuff, if your budget is less than this, you can go with things that are less expensive, and there's some things you'll probably want to go more expensive on. But the beauty of us all being individuals is we can do things the way we want, not the way someone else wants. And for our ceiling fans, we got those the palm ceiling fans at Home Depot, and we got a little 44-inch one for our bedroom here, and that was $97. And then we got 3 52-inch ceiling fans, where one is in the living area, and we have 2 on the front deck, because it does get pretty warm in the summertime. And just having that air moving around a little bit helps. Then we've got, we purchased 10 9-watt dimmable LED, those little pancake lights, and we got those for $64 for 10 of them off of eBay. And then we got the 2 black kitchen island lights for $41.50. And then our wiring, you can see that we got some 10-3 and some 14-3. The 14-3 is what we wired the house with. The 10-3 is what we use to run down the driveway and, for like a little tool shed and that kind of stuff. So that's the reason we went with bigger wire, was because of the distance we had to go with it. Then also the heat pump, which as of this video, we have not installed the heat pump yet. But it's a SEER 38, which at the time that we purchased it, and to my knowledge now, at the posting of this video, is pretty much the most efficient heat pump on the planet without being $1 million.
And it's a Greer brand. I didn't put that in, but Greer. Greer.
Okay.
I didn't put that.
And the cost on that was $2,134. And then we've got, this up here, the 14-3, that's used in certain cases where you're going to run like some cases where you're going to run 3-way switches, 4-way switches, that kind of thing. Or you're going to run 2 separate circuits for whatever reason. That wire is used for that. We used very little of that. I could have gotten away pretty easily with probably a 100-foot roll, maybe even a 50-foot roll. And then we used of the 14-2, we bought 2 rolls of that to completely wire the house. The house is all 15-amp circuits for all of the branch circuits, the lighting circuits, all that kind of stuff. Then we have a recessed media box. That's the box that went behind the big screen TV in the living room that you saw in our video where we were doing the sheetrock, the drywall and mudding and taping and that kind of stuff. And then for our service panel, for the breakers and outlets and switches, we got about $182.60 in all of that. I didn't go with Square D because Home Depot didn't have a Homeline series of Square D. And we went with, I think, what was Eaton brand. And this seems to be pretty good. I like it all right. So the grand total for the wiring of the house and getting it done electrically was $3,474.93. Now Mama D's going to take it with the paint.
All right. Paint's pretty simple, straightforward. I mentioned in an earlier video, but Steve and I both like the Behr brand that's offered at Home Depot. And we just got several 5-gallon buckets. I somehow left off some of the interior. I think we did get a few interior buckets as well. So the paint cost should be a little higher than this. But
maybe a couple hundred.
Maybe, like yeah, maybe. Well, we got one of the white, right. The off-white.
One of the off-white and one of the whiter whites.
So I think there's two more of these 5-gallon buckets.
And they run about $100 for the interior paints.
Oh, the interior are cheaper. Okay, see, he knows more than me. Okay, for the interior, we have, if you saw an earlier video, we bought blue spruce, tongue and groove wood that are just beautiful on our ceiling, and hopefully you will see that in one of our earlier videos. It's one of the less expensive tongue and grooves you can buy. It was much better to do that instead of drywall. Drywall can sag from the humidity. And so we just decided to go with the wood when it was a great win-win on that. The drywall, approximately 20 sheets of it. We did 1/2 inch, 4x8 sheets, and the cost of that was $440.58. We got enough insulation to do the ceiling. We decided not to do the walls. The temperature here is just very temperate. It doesn't fluctuate that much from winter to summer. The little bit I had left over, I did on the wall that gets the most sun every day. Then corner bead trim board, we spent $75.
And that's the bullnose corners that you see in the house, and then the square corners around the windows.
Right.
That's corner bead.
And then drywall, we bought some 1/2 inch mold resistant drywall for the bathroom, obviously because of the shower. And then joint compound, we've got two different prices there, $23, $35 approximately. Some more trim at $180. The mortar for the shower tile, $15.47. Another mortar purchase, that's probably two more at $30.97. And then we got the grout, $32.94. And then trim for the interior, I've got only $41. It doesn't sound right.
Well, that was the $180, but then we had to go buy a little bit more to finish because we didn't get quite enough.
All right, so that's why it's listed there twice. And then the bathroom tile was like a markdown. I don't know if they were getting rid of it. It was only 99 cents a square foot. If you saw our shower video, I'm going for like an ocean beach sand feel here, so a lot of tans and blues, and I really like that tile. I found some I really loved at the beginning. It was $6.80 a square foot. It was gorgeous, but you know, I was happy to find something for 99 cents as well. Then the kitchen tile, I was really excited because I had found this tile at our Home Depot in Colorado, and we were going to actually use it when we were going to build another house in Colorado on our land, and then this kind of came up. We moved to Hawaii so quick, and when I went to the Home Depot here to put it in the kitchen here, they didn't have it on display, and I just kind of like, oh no, do you still have it? So we were able to order it and still get it in. You'll see that in an upcoming video once we get the countertop in. So that came in at $530. So all the interior extras were $3,498.30. Then onto the appliances. We ordered these soon when we came in because we heard it could take up 2 to 3 months to get it. If you move here and you initially get on that Home Depot website, often it'll say will not ship to Hawaii. So don't be don't take that as what you just read. Go to Home Depot, you talk to the people there. What they actually have to do is they order it to the store, Home Depot store in California. Then they ship it from California to here. You know, so that's the way they get around it, but it does take time. So our appliances took up to 3 months, 2 to 3 months to get here. Now, luckily for us, we ordered them soon after we got here, and then they did have a special deal with 40% off. We purchased all electrical appliances except for the gas dryer, which at some point we will be using the methane gas from the biodigester to go to the gas dryer. And then maybe even switch that to where, and it could be also switched to being used as for the barbecue outside at some point maybe. I don't know. So the fridge came, cost us $1,098. The built-in microwave was $148. The the electric range, which had a convection oven in it, is $698. The washer was $598, and the gas dryer was $698. That, with taxes and delivery, that came to $3,396. Now, the brands that we got, they were all LG. And just a little side note, if you didn't know, LG, their logo is the L and the G. That stands for Life is Good. And I really like that. So it's kind of like that positive affirmation. So on to the next tab, which is the kitchen cabinet shelves and handles. Now, we drove 2 hours to the other side of the Big Island, to the Kona side, to Lowe's, to see what they had there that was available. And it was interesting because the Home Depot over there, sometimes the prices were a little different and the variety was just a little bit different. Same thing with Walmart if you end up moving here. But we ended up getting our cabinets from Lowe's, from a company that actually is manufactured in Hawaii. The company name is Arcade Green. I chose white shaker because it's a smaller house, so I wanted a lighter color so that it still felt lighter and airier and not closed in. I just talked to the representative there in the kitchen department at Lowe's, and he said that they are not going to be doing the special order cabinetry anymore. So I don't know if that means they're going to eventually go away with this line or not, but I'm just going to tell you the total price of all our cabinets was $2,417.02.
Something I just want to interject here on these cabinets that really struck me with them was the value of them. I think is very good. The off-the-shelf cabinets at Lowe's and Home Depot, all those cabinets that come off the shelves are made out of that particle board. And with the high humidity here, we've seen homes that have those in them and they start swelling and bulging and looking like they got warts on them, and it's just nasty looking mess. And so I knew that I didn't want to go with particle board. Well, when we saw this Arcade Green, I was looking at the construction of them, and they are actually made out of plywood. And I don't remember how many layers thick it is, but even though it's just ½ inch, but it's quite a few layers, and they appear to be made out of bamboo. So it's a product that was raised here in Hawaii. It's already used to the humidity. It's fully natural. It's all, what do you call it, renewable. And I really did like that. And I love the quality of them. So I highly recommend them if you're looking for good cabinetry in a humid environment like this. Just don't get that particle board stuff.
But our hybrid water heater helps suck the humidity out. Our heat pump will help suck the humidity out. And if they stop selling them, they're going to have to find another alternative. If you're familiar with my kitchen layout, I decided to go with a little bit of open shelving. I special ordered 2 steel shelves, 24 inches long, 11 or 12 inches wide, from Home Depot. And both of them came in at $106.41. And then I also bought my handles, and a 4-pack is cheaper than single at Home Depot. 4-pack was 20 bucks. And I got 6 packages. So with handles, kitchen cabinetry, and my 2 steel shelves, $2,643.31. Not bad. Especially when I met with the lady, I met with the specialist at Home Depot in Hilo, just to see that one of the cheapest cabinetries I could get, the nicer grades, you know, the displays and all that. Our kitchen is approximately 11 feet by 11 feet. And I think it was like $10,000 to $12,000.
That's a lot of money.
For just the cabinets. And you know, if that's your thing, or if you want to just start with a few and keep ordering a few, you know, I always worry, are they going to discontinue the one that you pick out if you go that route?
One other thing that I do want to say, I think, if I can remember what it was I was thinking about, I can't remember. So I'm going to edit this out.
He's getting old. All right, on to the flooring. If you watched our previous video, you already know this. We got it from Home Depot. The Home Depot brand is Life Proof, and we bought a vinyl flooring. The color pattern that we chose was Choice Oak. We really like it a lot. When we purchased it, though, just a side note, I kept watching things that I knew that we'd need in the future. I kept watching, like, is it on sale yet? Is it on sale yet? Got to the point, and we would ask, like, do you ever put this on sale? And they said, no, it sells too good. But when we talked to this lady, she said, open a charge card with us, and then you're going to get this coupon. And it is actually $25 off spending $100, which isn't a lot, but it helps. And then what happened is Steve and I both opened a card, so we just split the order up so we could have 2 coupons.
Okay, I remembered what it was I was going to say a minute ago, and that was the price of the cabinetry that we have does not include countertops. We don't have countertops on those. We're just using that 2-foot long tile that we have in the bathroom, scraps, well, not scraps, but leftovers of that. We haven't really decided exactly how we're going to do that yet, but you know, the price doesn't include countertops, just so you know. And on the LifeProof flooring, something that I've noticed is that it's pretty durable, but if you've got a piece of furniture or a chair or something, and we have these little bitty teeny tiny lava rocks, which makes up our dirt out here, but that tends to get tracked in, and if you're sitting in a chair and you slide it back and you got one of those little teeny tiny lava rocks under there, it gouges the floor, and it's noticeable. Right. So I would say that it's something you want to consider if you're going to have furniture that you move around pretty often. You know, either get casters or put rugs under them. Sorry, babe.
And then the last tab is tools, and you know, I just kind of threw this in there because I was trying to keep track of what we spent and where we spent it. Steve did mail his pass load, his finish nailer, his staple gun, his PEX crimping tools, his hydraulic battery terminal crimpers, and then we purchased several other tools since we came here, totaling $1,230.61. And I'm sure you're aware of this, but you can always go to the Home Depot website, the app, whatever, and just simply put in Hilo, Hawaii as your home store and see what the price is of a tool that you might need, or considering, should I mail it or ship it, sell it or repurchase it when I get on there, you know. You can just do some tooling around yourself, but the pass load is definitely, Steve has a really nice one, top of the line, and
yeah, it's a nice
funny story is we were really getting to the point of needing it, and it still hadn't come in the mail, so send that.
I was about to go buy one, and it came in like the day before I would have gone to buy one, I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I think that what we'll do is probably make another video a little bit later on, and we'll talk about ways to save money and some of the things that aren't real well known when you first come to Hawaii, like ways that you can save $1 a gallon on gas, cheaper places to go to get things. There's a lot of little kind of just not really well known things, and a lot of people that have lived here their whole lives don't even know them. And then there's still things I'm finding out. 2 things I do want to talk about when you talk about cost is the Restore here sucks. Plain simple. Restore, Goodwill, their prices are horrible. You know, I've been used to the mainland, Michigan, Indiana, Colorado, going into Goodwill, Salvation Armies, whatever, and finding things at good deals all the time. You know, you just have to go, you have to know what you're looking for, and they'll have the half price sales. The prices here literally is the price of what you would buy full price. Another thing is Craigslist. You know, back where I lived on the mainland, you could find used furniture and all that at decent prices. I bought a Lazy Boy couch, gorgeous, for $100. Here, no way. People know you're stuck here and it's hard to get stuff. So
You might want to personal message me, and maybe if you really considering whether or not to ship furniture here in a shipping container or purchase it here. Macy's does not deliver furniture here. I think Target does and Walmart does. But then, of course, you gamble paying expensive shipping charges. So those are two things to consider when you're deciding whether or not to bring things with you or not, or repurchase them.
Sounds good. Well, we appreciate you joining us, and
thank you.
We look forward to making the next video. I'm sorry this was so long, but I think that for the people that are really interested in those costs, it was well worth going through. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. Just put them down in the comments section. I would suggest that if you do have a question, read through the comments and see if someone else has answered it already, or asked it already, because sometimes we're so flooded with private messages, emails, and comments that it's just all we can do to just keep up with it. So if you kind of help us out that way, just look through the comments, see if someone else has asked a question that you've got, and if it's been answered, great. And then if not, by all means, post it, and we'll try to answer it.
Okay. I hope that answers most of your questions. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you, and we hope this helps you a lot.
And don't forget that we love you.